Traveling with medical supplies is not like packing for a simple vacation. The stakes are undeniably high. A forgotten phone charger is an inconvenience. A forgotten vial of insulin or a malfunctioning medical device can quickly escalate into a serious health crisis far from home. This reality transforms packing into a critical, high-pressure task. It is a process filled with legitimate anxieties. What if the airline loses my checked bag with all my supplies? What if security confiscates my medication? What if my device runs out of power during a long layover? These are not irrational fears. They are practical problems that demand a systematic solution. A good system turns chaos into order and anxiety into action. This guide is built on that principle. We will not offer vague advice. Instead, we will provide a concrete checklist, a series of deliberate actions that you can follow every single time you prepare for a trip. Think of it as a pre-flight checklist for your health. Pilots use checklists not because they have poor memories, but because the consequences of a single mistake are too great. By externalizing the process, getting it out of your head and onto a physical or digital list, you free your mind to focus on the journey ahead. This approach ensures nothing is overlooked and builds a powerful sense of control over your circumstances. We will break down this complex process into 8 manageable hacks. Each hack is a specific, actionable strategy designed to address a common point of failure in medical travel. How to divide your supplies to avoid a lost luggage disaster. Navigating airline policies. Ensuring your devices stay powered throughout your trip. This is not about simply hoping for the best. It is about preparing for the worst with a calm, organized, and expert approach. With the right system, you can travel with confidence, knowing you are prepared for whatever comes your way. The first and most critical strategy in our system is what I call the split supply manifest rule. The core concept is simple but powerful. Never place all of your essential medical supplies in one bag. The risk of a single point of failure is too high. Instead, you must strategically divide your crucial items between at least 2 separate bags. Ideally, split them between your primary carry-on and your checked luggage. The logistical setup requires careful thought and organization. Start by creating a detailed inventory list, a manifest of every medical item you're packing. This list should include medications, dosages, device model numbers, insulin pump infusion sets, glucose sensors, and ostomy wafers. Pack at least a 3-day supply of your most critical items in your carry-on. That includes your medications, your primary medical device, and enough consumables to cover a significant delay. The larger, bulkier remainder goes in your checked bag. Use separate, clearly labeled pouches or packing cubes for each set. For instance, one pouch labeled Carry-On Medical and another labeled Checked Medical. For your carry-on, put everything in waterproof bags to protect against spills. The manifest serves a dual purpose. It's your packing checklist and a document you can provide to an airline or insurer if a bag is lost. Keep a physical copy with you and a digital copy on your phone or in the cloud. The Transportation Security Administration and other global security bodies are well acquainted with passengers traveling with medical necessities. Their primary concern is security, not the specifics of your condition. When you split supplies, especially liquids, gels, or aerosols, they are exempt from the standard 3.4-ounce JOCH 100 milliliter rule. However, you must declare these items to the TSA officer at the beginning of the screening process. This helps customs officials in your destination country identify the items if your bag is selected for a manual inspection. Having your manifest list ready can be extremely helpful here. Never check your primary, in-use medical device. However, if you have a backup device, such as an older model insulin pump or a spare blood glucose meter, the checked bag is a perfect place for it. Real-world scenario: you land and your checked suitcase is missing, holding the bulk of your 2-week supply. Panic might begin to set in. But because you followed the split supply manifest rule, you open your carry-on and retrieve the dedicated pouch with a 3-day supply. That gives you a 72-hour buffer to work with the airline or source supplies locally. The trip is not derailed. Your health is not compromised. Hack 2. The medical bag free carry-on policy. This is an underutilized but powerful rule. Most airlines won't count a bag containing only medical equipment against your carry-on limit. That means your personal item, like a purse or backpack, your standard carry-on suitcase, and a third, separate bag just for medical needs. Key: the medical bag must contain only medical items. Do not mix in books, snacks, or a laptop. Use a dedicated medium duffel or a small rollerboard. Label it clearly with a medical luggage tag. Inside, organize methodically. Use packing cubes or large clear zip-top bags. One for medications, one for device supplies, one for power cords and batteries. Airline staff may not know their own policy. Carry a printed copy or a screenshot of the airline's medical bag policy. You can usually find it under Special Assistance or Traveling with Disabilities on the airline site. If questioned, say, "This is my medical supply bag, which is permitted in addition to my carry-on allowance per your policy." Show the documentation if needed. Scenario: the gate is full and the agent announces standard carry-ons must be gate-checked. People panic. Many worry their medications are in checked luggage. But you use this hack. Your essentials are in the separate medical bag. You can gate-check your main carry-on and keep life-sustaining gear on board. This prevents forced separation of critical equipment, protecting your health and safety. Section 4. Hack 3. Managing cold chain medication on long hauls. For many travelers, the greatest logistical challenge is managing medications that require constant refrigeration. This is known as the cold chain. Hack number 3 focuses on the system for maintaining this cold chain for medications like insulin, certain biologics, or eye drops. The core of this hack: use the right cooling technology and plan ahead. Standard ice is not a good option. It melts, it can leak, and it's often not permitted through security. Invest in a medical-grade travel cooler or a wide-mouth stainless steel thermos. For cooling, TSA-approved frozen gel packs are the standard. They must be frozen solid to pass security. If slushy or partially melted, they fall under the 3.4-ounce liquid rule. When booking, contact the hotel directly to request a room with a medical refrigerator. Specify it's for medication and confirm the temperature range. Many hotel minibars are not cold enough. Pack your medication in its protective case inside the thermos or cooler, surrounded by frozen gel packs. Include a small digital thermometer inside the cooler to check temperature during layovers. Scenario: you are on a 14-hour flight to Southeast Asia with a 2-hour layover and another short flight. Upon landing, your connecting flight is delayed by 5 hours. While other passengers are stressed, you are calm. During the layover, you open the thermos and check the digital thermometer. The temperature is stable at 40 degrees. When you arrive at the hotel late at night, the front desk clerk has no record of your fridge request. You produce the email confirmation, and a mini fridge is promptly brought to your room, ensuring your medication's integrity is maintained for the entire trip. The fourth hack is to create what I call a prescription pass. This is not an official document. It's your personal, comprehensive collection, organized to answer questions from a security agent, customs official, or airline employee. Core idea: keep all medical documentation in one place, physician letters, pharmacy labels, and digital backups. This removes ambiguity and proves your items are legitimate and necessary. Logistics: the prescription pass has physical components and digital components. Physical: use a brightly colored document folder. First, a recent letter from your physician on official letterhead. The letter should explain your condition. It should list your medications, use generic names, and state why supplies and devices are medically necessary. Second, keep all medications in their original pharmacy-labeled containers. Those labels verify the prescription, they verify your name, and they verify the prescribing doctor. Avoid consolidating pills into a single unlabeled bottle. For digital, create a dedicated folder on your smartphone. Photograph your doctor's letter. Photograph every prescription label. Photograph your health insurance card. Photograph serial numbers of your medical devices, and back it up to a secure cloud like Google Drive or Dropbox. This digital redundancy is your failsafe. Scenario: at a foreign customs checkpoint. Imagine you land in a country with strict controlled substance rules. An officer spots your large supply of pain medication and pulls you aside. Instead of getting flustered, you calmly open your prescription pass folder. You present the official letter from your doctor. You point to pharmacy labels that match the letter. You then show digital copies on your phone for his records. The officer's demeanor changes. Your organized, professional approach provides clear, verifiable evidence. The situation de-escalates, and you're waved through. Your medication secure. Modern medical care often relies on electronic devices. Hack number 5 is to create a robust power charging strategy to ensure these devices never fail due to a dead battery. The core principle is to build layers of power redundancy. You must anticipate every possible point of failure. Long layovers, incompatible outlets, in-flight power outages. The logistical setup for your power kit begins with an audit of your devices. For each one, note its voltage and wattage requirements and the type of plug it uses. Your power kit should be packed exclusively in your carry-on luggage. The Federal Aviation Administration and most international aviation authorities prohibit spare lithium-ion batteries from being placed in checked baggage due to fire risk. Next, purchase a high-capacity power bank or portable battery pack that is FAA compliant, typically under 100 watt-hours. This will be your lifeline for recharging smaller devices. For larger devices like CPAPs, you may need a more substantial portable power station. Label all your chargers and cables so you can quickly identify which cord belongs to which device. Let's look at a real-world scenario. You are on a long-haul flight. You plug it into the in-seat power outlet, but nothing happens. The outlet is not working. For someone unprepared, this would mean a night without therapy, leading to exhaustion and health risks. But you are prepared. You reach into your carry-on and pull out your fully charged portable power station, which is specifically designed to run your CPAP for at least 8 hours. You connect your machine to the battery pack, turn it on, and settle in for a restful night's sleep at 35,000 feet. Your backup power plan has completely mitigated a common point of failure. Section 4, Hack 6, the In-Flight Urgent Care Kit. Core concept: pre-assemble a small, transparent, accessible pouch containing essential items. Avoid the hassle of getting up, opening the overhead bin, and rummaging during turbulence or when the seatbelt sign is on. Pack a single dose of your essential medications, a spare insulin pump infusion set, a spare CGM sensor, alcohol swabs, and a glucose meter with a few test strips. Here is a scenario: 3 hours into a transatlantic flight. The alarm on your insulin pump sounds, indicating an occlusion or no delivery error. Instead, you calmly reach into your seat back pocket and pull out your pre-assembled kit. You discreetly and quickly perform the change at your seat, resolving the issue in minutes with minimal disruption and stress. Hack 7. Packing for the what-if extension. Pack for the trip you have planned, plus a what-if extension. Calculate your total supply needs for the scheduled trip duration, then add a contingency buffer of at least 30%. Flights get canceled. Trips get unexpectedly extended. A box of supplies gets dropped or damaged. You are scheduled to fly home on a Friday. However, a major snowstorm hits your home city and the airport is closed. All flights are canceled for the next 3 days. Your planned 7-day trip has just become a 10-day trip. Because you packed your supplies using the 30% rule, you have enough medication and device consumables to last you through the extension without any anxiety. Hack 8. Sourcing local supplies at your destination. Research and map out local medical supply sources at your destination before you even leave home. Take it one step further and call or email the most promising one. Inquire about prescription requirements and whether they have English-speaking staff. Let's consider a worst-case scenario. You arrive at your destination, but your checked bag containing the bulk of your supplies is permanently lost by the airline. Your 3-day carry-on buffer is not enough for your 2-week vacation, but instead, you open your travel planner and find the list you prepared. You call the top-rated pharmacy on your list. Within a few hours, you have sourced what you need to continue your trip safely. Your pre-travel research has saved your vacation from disaster. We began this guide by acknowledging the very real anxiety that comes with traveling with medical supplies. The 8 hacks we detailed are designed to dismantle that anxiety and replace it with control and preparedness. The power of this system lies in its interconnectedness. Each hack supports the others, creating layers of safety. This approach transforms your relationship with travel. Instead of seeing airports and airlines as obstacles, you can see them as manageable parts of a journey you can handle. You know the rules, you have the documentation, and you have contingency plans for your contingency plans. This knowledge is empowering. It allows your mind to shift away from the constant, low-grade worry about your supplies and focus on the experiences that await you at your destination. When you pack using this system, you are giving yourself the gift of confidence. You are taking decisive action to protect your health, proving to yourself that your medical needs do not have to limit your life or your ambitions. This is the true freedom that comes from turning anxiety into action. Safe travels.